finished up night number 1 of the Bible mini-series, and it was absolutely incredible. In fact, the whole day today from beginning to end was great. We saw the power of God move this morning in people's hearts and lives in a way that is just absolutely inexplainable. We hope that this week, as we continue our study, that God will continue to move in your heart and your life as well. I want to take a few minutes tonight and just dive into some of the things that I believe God is showing us as we start this journey through the Bible, starting in the Old Testament, in Genesis, and as we continue through these next few weeks. One of the things I want us to look at tonight is God's plan of salvation, how He provides a way out of death and into life. It's new life, it's eternal life, everlasting life, abundant life. John 10:10 tells us that He came to give us life and life to the full. That's the one thing in these next few minutes that we're going to try and cover as we look through some of the stories in the Old Testament. This morning we sang a song and it just said, He's taken my pain and He's called me by a new name. He's taken my shame and in its place He gives me joy. See, the thing about God is that He's not content with just pulling us out of those situations that we're in. He's not just content with taking out our pain and taking out our shame. He's not content with that, because then there'd be this emptiness inside of us, this void inside of us. He's not content in leaving us empty, but He comes in instead. He fills us with His joy. He fills us with His purpose. He fills us with His life. And that is the incredible thing about our God. Over and over again in the Bible, we see God making His intention of salvation and restoration clear. He's constantly painting pictures in the Old Testament of Jesus coming and bringing salvation. Tonight we saw a picture of Abraham and Isaac in that moment of sacrifice. And all of a sudden, there's this cry of a lamb. God sent a lamb as a sacrifice. He sent it just in the nick of time. He was there. He brought salvation in that moment. And what about the Hebrew slaves, as they were in that moment of complete chaos and terror as the death angel was passing over? The blood on the doorposts of their house was salvation. It brought salvation. That is a picture of Jesus. Even back in the Old Testament times, God had a plan. That is absolutely incredible. He shows us pictures of how He longs to save His people. Look at the flood. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Just hearing the sound of Moses as he was crying out and just saying, God, if there are 50 righteous people in that city, if there are 20 righteous people in that city, God, if there are 10 righteous people in that city, and hearing the heart of God just going, if there are 50, I'll save this city. If there are 20, I'll spare this city. If there are just 10, Moses, I'll hold back my wrath and my anger and I'll spare this city. But there was not. Hear God's heart in that, His heart of salvation, His heart of love for the people. And look at the Red Sea. That picture is absolutely incredible. Here is the Israelites, the slaves. They have been in captivity, complete captivity for years. And here is their moment. They think they're home free and the Egyptians are coming behind them. They're running up against this complete just sea. There's no escape until God intervenes. He made a way where there was no way, and they walked across on dry ground, not mud, dry ground. God longs to save His people. That is His heart for us. Listen to this. In every situation, God was pulling His people out of horrible situations and pulling them into life. That's what He wants to do in every situation. Now, as we look at some of the stories in the Old Testament, it didn't always come easy. In fact, 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, it came with a fight. There was a fight to see God succeed and to see Him move in the hearts and the lives of the people. But every time, God came through. And what does that show us? What does that mean for us today? I believe this. I believe that in every situation, God proves to us that we're not alone. that He is with us, that He is for us, and that He is pulling us out of those situations for His glory. I pray that this week, as you study the Old Testament, as you begin to reread some of those stories, as you read about Abraham and Isaac, as you read about the flood and Sodom and Gomorrah, as you read those stories, that God's heart for you would become so alive, that you would hear His words for you, that He is for you and He is not against you, that He has great plans for you. You're not alone. Hear God's heart over you today, over this week. And I just pray that you would have an incredible week. Know God's heart, know His love for you, and let's all come back together. We'll see you again soon.